is Thanksgiving, and surprisingly for a holiday that's been around for hundreds of years and even has a big parade every year, there aren't that many Thanksgiving movies. And I got to wondering why that is. And it's probably because Thanksgiving is an exclusively American holiday, whereas Hollywood wants their movies to be accessible all around the world, which also explains why there also aren't a lot of 4th of July movies. There are countless Christmas movies, but that's because Christmas is celebrated by billions of people all around the world in many different ways. For most, Christmas is a holiday honoring the birth of Jesus Christ, but there are other people who aren't religious but still use the holiday to spend time with their families. And even though Halloween is also an American holiday, it shares its roots from the Mexican Day of the Dead, and many of the monsters associated with Halloween, such as Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and werewolves, come from European folklore. But when it comes to Thanksgiving, it's exclusively an American celebration. Other countries won't necessarily understand the movie. Well, with that theory in mind, here's my review of one of the only Thanksgiving movies I could find, Freebirds. And honestly, this movie is actually super clever and really funny, as long as you don't take it as historically accurate and look at it as a farce, because that's what it is. Even the movie begins by telling the audience not to take it seriously, and even then it's done in a tongue-in-cheek way. The animation isn't the golden standard of Pixar or DreamWorks, but for an independent studio, it's decent. It's not painful or awkward to look at, but it's just not super detailed. And for an animated film not released by a major studio, this has some pretty big stars. Owen Wilson, Woody Harrelson, Amy Poehler, there's a lot of talent in this movie, and they're all having kind of a good time with it. The script is also pretty clever, and the story, for the most part, is pretty original. There are a few times where it comes off a bit like Chicken Run, but overall the film is still its own thing. There's even a few clever plot twists near the end, but I won't say any of them were mind-blowing, but they weren't that obvious to me either. There are some really smart jokes in this, and even though not all of the jokes work, there aren't any that are super cringy. Now I can see why a movie that's a farce about what for a lot of people is a beloved tradition and a piece of history might leave a foul taste in their mouth, but for me, Freebirds has a lot of nuggets of entertainment. I would give it an A-, 9 out of 10, and 4 out of 5 stars.